To transform water to blood, it's meant too to transform blood to water. It's the same thing. Because if I do from Torah money, I can do from money Torah. It means I teach about the money, and what I teach about money, it's water. I teach about blood, right? It is written in the Torah that the blood is a nefesh. The soul, the part of the soul called nefesh is the blood. Nefesh equals shekel. Shekel, this is more, this is the kind of money that the Torah talk about all the time, right? The shkalim, right? So the money is a nefesh, and it is written that we are not allowed to eat the blood because when we eat meat, because the blood is in the nefesh. It's like part attached with the soul, all right? So when they are going out of Egypt, Moshe will eat with his sticks on the rock, Selah on the rock, and the 2 times, we talk about
twice,
$2 million, 2 times it is written, and Pa'amayim, so if you hear the word Mayim in the word Pa'amayim, 2 times.
Water.
Alright, Vayach, Moshe stick a hit with, instead of talk, right? And Selah equal kesef. Sorry. Money. 160. And it's a name for, in the language of Chazal, Selah, it's a name for a shekel. The way the shkalim are called in the language, in the Talmud, is slaim. Alright, so a Selah, it's a rock too. In the Tehillim, when we in the chapter of the Hallel, of the, how you say Hallel, we praise God. He says that God make the Chalamish, it's another word for a rock. Chalamish, the minor, mine. He transformed the rock. Chalamish, it's a very hard rock. Chalamish equal $2 million. Alright? Chalamish. So he transformed the blood to water. Alright? And what is interesting
מה
that
כתוב?
חלמיש למיינו, to the spring of water. Alright? So this means a rock. It's another name for a rock. Alright, so we see that the rock, the ground, have to do with money. The ground, the earth. Now, Moshe, because he hit this rock, he lost his right to go to Eretz Israel. It's when he was punished, because God told him, talk to the rock. Right? Instead of talk to the rock, talk to the woman, talk to the body, explain him. Maybe he will understand. Maybe we don't have to eat. To hit, Right? Maybe the ground is not so bad that we have to eat him. So for this act, he lost his right to go to, he was punished that he's not going to go to Eretz Israel. It's his mentality, it's like opposite of the mentality of going to Eretz Israel, because going to Eretz Israel is to talk to the land, is to grow things from the land. It's not fight against the land. Right? It's not, you don't need the sticks, to, like a magician that do magic with the sticks. You don't need this. You have to convince, you have to talk that you are right. You don't have to do miracle to show that, to prove that you are right. You just talk, you explain, So maybe people understand. Alright, so this is an interesting thing. It is two things that it is written that Moshe did. Vayach. 2 times it is written about Moshe Vayach. When he killed the Egyptian, it is written Vayach et HaMitzri, HaMitzri. HaMitzri calling him et Moshe. So who he killed? Himself. Alright? If you do these 2 words, Mitzri and Sela, in order number, Sela equal Gam. Gam it means also. Mitzri in order number equal Ani. Ani, me.
Can wipe that part. Can wipe that part of the table.
Esau, when he asked to be blessed too, he said to Yitzchak, bless me too, my father, Gam Ani. Gam Ani equal Tzayid. The hunting. Yitzchak loved Esau because the hunting he have is in mouth. What's the secret of the hunting he have is in mouth? These 2 words. Right? It's all lesson about these 2 words, the relation between these two words, these 2 numbers, 43 and 61. It's a very, very special number. If you do all the number from 1 to 43, it's a triangle, and you do all the number from 1 to 61, all the number from 1 to 43, it's exactly the middle point of all the number from 1 to 61. Alright, so, it's a very rare of couple of number. One of the couple of this number is Mashiach and Avner. The secret of Avner we'll talk in another lesson. Avner, it's like Eliyahu Hanavi. Okay? The first 2 numbers that have this law is 7 and 10. Very important number. It means all the number from 1 to 7 is 28, will be the middle point of all the number from 1 to 10, that is 55. 55 plus 1 split to 2 equal 28. Alright? After the next couple like this is these 2 numbers. Alright? And Gamani, the hunting is the secret of the devil, like if you remember we give lesson about the devil, about the secret why Yitzchak loved Esau, the 2 names of Yudke Vavke, the 4 names of Yudke Vavke equal Tzai. Also, Moshe, in his life, it is written that 2 times he eat something. So we eat, it's the devil. And who is the devil? Moshe. No somebody else. Everything is here, the body. Alright? And this is the force that has to be revealed when we go to Eretz Israel in holiness. It means this word in holiness. Body in holiness. Bread from the earth in holiness. Alright? So this was, by the way, now, many times you like to talk about ego problem, because many people see the ego like the main evil thing in this world. They were really, usually, this is the way it is. One of the things that has to do with Pesach, we're talking about Pesach, that all the two blood have to do with going out of Pesach. One of the idea of Pesach is to burn the Chametz. The Chametz represent the ego. This is what we explain always, that the Chametz represents the ego. Now, what kind of ego represents the Chametz? There are two kinds of ego. It is a male ego, like the will to give, and it is a female ego that has to do, if we explain it simply, it's a will to receive, all right? But these two egos have to do with all the difference between Mashiach ben Yosef and Mashiach ben David. Mashiach ben Yosef represent the ego of the active, the male ego. It's mean, when we want to fix the war, when we have initiation,
initiative,
initiative to fix things. This is the male ego, and you need ego to do it. If not, you cannot do it. Or if you perform, you do music on a stage, it's a ego, it's a male ego. It's not ego of receiving, it's a ego of giving something to the world. And Yosef is not ashamed on his ego. He's not ashamed of it because the ego is for him just serve what. It's like something that came to him automatics, to give. Like the male want to attach to a female, so he become big, all right? So it's something that just happened by the nature of being a male, and I want to give you what I want to give you, all right? So I have to be somebody to do it, all right? It's not means that I think that I am I don't know what, all right? Inside I can be very modest, but still if I have to do something and I have an initiative, how you say?
Initiative.
To change the world or to do all kind of things, you must use ego. Now there will be always people that hate this ego because they see it from the perspective of female ego. The female ego is, like David, is somebody that is ashamed of the ego. All his life he sacrificed his ego with the prayer. He make himself nothing, all right?
Announce himself.
Because he's a female. To receive, he must to be empty vessel. In the moment he thinks he is somebody, he cannot anymore receive anything, all right? He don't. And the kingdom, David, we say that she don't have anything from herself. The kingdom is just like the speech that reveal what is inside. My emotion, my thought, all right, but it's like a empty instrument that just receive from the other. It's the last sphere in the 10th sphere, is the last sphere that receive from yourself, that receive from all the other spheres, receive the ego too from yourself, all right? And all right, so it's just, a king is just a representation that the four that are on top of it. מעל בית דוד, on top of בית דוד, equal in גימטריה, משיח ben Yosef. Alright, so Mashiach ben David receives the ego, receives the idea, the truth, and everything from Mashiach ben Yosef. But to lead this world on earth, you need this kind of mentality of Mashiach ben David. Another difference between the ego of Mashiach ben David and the ego of Yosef. Yosef, you call it Ish. All the big personality, you call them Ish in the Torah. והאיש משה, האיש equal Jesus.
Man.
It is Adam and it is Ish. Ish has to do with Ishiyut, with personality. It's like a person that has to do with a personality. This is man, but this is a personality. So the ego of Yosef has to do with his individual personality. The ego of female has to do with national personality. I think it's me that is talk, and I think that everything I think it's private of me, but really I'm just a reflection of the general spirit of the nation. This is David, the Shekhinah, all right? This is Am Yisrael, all right? So in the ego, it is what you are as individual, just part of a certain spirit, general spirit. You know, there are general spirit. You can talk about the spirit of jazz, for example, right? It's a spirit of jazz. It is a musician that plays jazz. You think he's individual, but really it's just a kingdom for the spirit of jazz. It's just a vessel that the spirit of jazz go from him, because he listens a lot of jazz, and now he feels.
He manifests that.
He feels the spirit of jazz, and he can play it. All right, for sure, he has to practice, but what he presents as an artist is really a general art. It's not only his personal art. All right. So now Am Yisrael go out of Egypt. It means they go out. Egypt, it's like a mother, a big mother. Now they go out, it means they separate from a spiritual, mother, it's spiritual world. It's like heaven, all right? Now the baby, when he is in the womb, he is in heaven, and he knows all the Torah, all right? He knows everything. Now he's going to born, he's going to forget everything. He's going to born like a new baby in a new world. And this is Am Yisrael when he go out of Egypt. Now when Am Yisrael born like a nation, he need Mashiach ben Yosef? He needs the individual ego with initiative, etc.? You don't need it. You don't need it. It's just part of the family, part of everybody of the nation. You do what everybody doing, all right? So everybody says that we have to do this. So we have to take the sheep and we have to sacrifice because this God, what God said, etc. So now we reveal Am Yisrael as a new nation completely. Mashiach ben David is national redemption. It's not private redemption, all right? So now we don't need Yosef, all right? So now we don't need the ego that has to do with Yosef. What is the secret of the Chametz? Chametz is the same letter of Tzemach. What is the name of Mashiach, plant? Chametz is the bread that we burn in Pesach. It's the same letter, equal 2 million. Okay? We continue.